Hi, this is Bradley David Good, and this is what I ate in a week for October 25th. This is Sunday. I didn't feel like doing a video yesterday. I've had quite an interesting week, and I'll get into that in a minute. But first, let's look at my fridge and counter earlier in the week. Back from the health store. Today I got Still Mountain Valley spring water. Probably the best water. Haven't been drinking a lot of water. I'm going to hide this one for those times when I sit in the sun and get thirsty. But mostly I've just been drinking the 2 quarts of milk. Got 2 russet potatoes, grapefruit, which I think I'm going to eat tomorrow, orange, got a banana, which I'm going to have today, with coconut cream. This is my meal this morning. Got some leftover lamb steak, raw butter, lamb fat, and the lamb brain that I pulled out. So this week I didn't eat a lot of food, and that's because I had this very cleansing episode over the course of several days. I feel like it was one of those episodes of toxin dumping that Ogenes talks about in his book, or some videos I've heard him speak about. I can't remember. I haven't looked it up. Maybe I'll do that. I don't know. But it doesn't matter. He talks about when you have toxins dumping into your stomach and you feel nauseous, and then you may have diarrhea. So let's see. I've been doing a lot of the raw coconut cream, which is known for pulling things out. I've been doing a lot of raw, no salt butter that's been very aged, so very high in bacteria, and even some mold, which is known for cleansing and even making you feel lethargic until it makes you feel better later. It takes about a month. Mold makes you feel lethargic for about a month, and then you feel better later. Ogenes talks about moldy berries, but I'm assuming that all molds do basically the same thing, I would think. So some mold was growing in my butter because it was from spring or somewhere around there when I got a bunch when the grass was growing quickly and the most nutrients are in it. So I also was eating a lot of high meat and stinky meat recently, which is very cleansing. And I've now been on a lot of raw primal foods for a really good period of time now, and kind of feel like it's been about time that some kind of cleansing happened. Last week I also ate some chicken wings with the skin and sucking the bone marrow out. Now these are completely clean chicken wings from pastured, rotationally grazed animals that have no soy, no GMO, no chemicals ever, and all that. So I'm sure the meat is clean. I was eating it within a few days of getting it, and it smelled fresh as can be. So I don't think the meat is the problem. But last week when I was eating the skin, and then I would go to bed a few hours later, I was waking up with indigestion and stomach acid, and I would sit up for a little while and go back to bed, and I was fine the next day. Never had any real nausea or anything, diarrhea or anything like that. Didn't have that. But then let's see, last week I think I ate, not last week, the one before that is what I'm talking about. I started eating a lot of chicken 2 weeks ago, 4 meals in 1 week of chicken. I don't know if I had skin on all of them, but maybe half. And then earlier this week, I had, I guess, Monday and Tuesday. Let me start from the beginning. On Sunday, I cooked the lamb's head and neck and ate that with my wife and daughter. We boiled it and then ate it. That was very fatty. So also the fat is very cleansing. So I've been eating a lot of fat, tons of fat. And also I've been eating more food. And I guess I felt like I wanted to gain some weight, and I have gained weight, and I was a little thin from the transition back into full primal, which has happened to me many times. I lost weight when I went from eating more junk food and back into eating raw primal, and then started to gain it back later. So Sunday had the lamb head and neck and probably some raw meat earlier in the day. I think I had lamb, probably ground lamb and butter, something simple. Monday, I had chicken in the morning, and I had white russet potato for dinner with butter, and that's it. And then Tuesday, I had more chicken. That time I had the wings. The Monday, I had the leg and thigh. I had the wings on Tuesday. That matters because with the wings, I would suck out the bone marrow, and I guess I was eating the skin on both of them. But anyway, Tuesday morning I had the wings, and then Tuesday night I had another potato and butter, and that's it, I believe. I also had some pickles this week with my chicken, and that tasted good together. And so anyway, on Tuesday night I stayed up long after I had eaten these chicken wings for breakfast, and I still felt kind of some indigestion. Excuse me. I still felt some indigestion later in the day, and I just felt like I kept tasting the skin, maybe. I don't know. So I went to bed, and I woke up in the middle of the night feeling this indigestion, and I slept through the night and really didn't get up. I was kind of tired, I guess, and didn't feel like getting up. So I woke up with a lot of nausea and indigestion and like acid reflux, and was kind of figuring like what was going on with this. And I think maybe some of it was the skin, and it's just very undigestible. But this Greek woman, Magdalena, she seems to have no trouble with it, I guess. But I may not do that for some time. But anyway, I thought that might be what it was, but I had that a week ago, and I didn't have any real problems with a lot of nausea or anything like that. So Wednesday, I just was really nauseous and not hungry. I don't think I ate anything until maybe midday, and I only ate because I was starting to feel weak and cold, which is typical that you need food. So I did eat a very light meal, maybe of some raw ground lamb with butter. I don't think I had any eggs that day, and I had probably only 1 pint of milk all day instead of 2 quarts normally. So ate very lightly and wasn't hungry, was nauseous. I seemed to probably be more nauseous throughout the day, like things were dumping into my stomach, basically. And So Thursday, woke up and felt a lot the same way. Ate once that day. I can't keep everything straight, but ate very little again like I did the day before, and was just hoping that this thing would pass. Had a little bit of a headache, very foggy in the mind, very much like toxins were in my blood system and body and wanted to get out. And it may have been Thursday night. I had the first like cramps type of thing in my gut and might have had a bowel movement. Now I'm going to talk about bowel movements, so if you don't like that, turn the video off now. Okay? But these things happen. And let's see. So Friday, I woke up and there, probably from not long after I got up, I was having like pain, little, not big pain, not doubled over pain, nothing serious. It's like Aajonus talks about, like these urgent bowel movements and cleansing bowel movements. I was having that all through the day, all the way till I went to bed, 7:30 that night, I think, the last one. And then I went to bed shortly after that because I was tired. I hadn't eaten that much in a couple days. I ate both days very lightly, never threw up, never felt so nauseous that, it was probably like a 7 out of 10 or maybe less. Maybe the worst of it was 7 out of 10. Most of the time it was 4. Never had any symptoms otherwise of a cold or the flu. No congestion, nothing in the lungs, no coughing, anything like that. Just like toxins were in the body and wanted to get out. And my body was doing this job of expelling stuff out of my body that was cleansed. So I just started to see it as a really good thing. I think that I probably had a lot of stuff that was very cleansing and brought this on, maybe. So let's see. Friday was this whole cleansing day. Most of the bowel movements were solid and softer than normal. And then the last couple were a little more runny. And I would say the last one was a little pretty much runny, but never serious diarrhea or anything like that. Then I woke up on, Saturday and felt really, I got a really pretty good sleep on Friday night, which was 2 nights ago, and woke up on Saturday and went to the farm early in the morning. I was a little concerned that I might have to go to the bathroom and didn't have to. I had no more urgency or pain or, it was gone. It was all out. And I started to feel a lot more clear-headed. I was feeling some joint pains and stuff like that. And that has gone away. And yesterday, took it easy and ate lightly again. Haven't had a huge appetite. I think I was eating a lot more than I needed to be eating, and that's one thing I wanted to say. I have had this tendency to eat more. I want good food in me. I want to gain a little weight because I am on the thin side. I'm not too thin. I have muscles and I feel good about the way I look, but I kind of always felt like I wanted a little bit more weight on me, and I think that will come. As I said, as I eat this way, I gain weight very slowly, it seems. But what I'm saying is that I always feel better when I eat less, and that I wait until I'm much more hungry for the next meal. And I think if you do that, you give your body a little bit more time to cleanse and heal before it has to digest again. And I don't think I was doing that. So my body had these toxins that it wanted to get out, and I kept giving it more food. And so it forced me into a healing phase and a release where I was not wanting to eat more and was just expelling. So it kind of makes a lot of sense if you think about it that way. And that's what I had to say about this week. I feel good about it. I feel like I learned something. I feel like I'm going to do some things differently, and that I have never experienced that type of toxic cleanse before. And I read about it and wondered why that never happened to me. And Ajahn talks about eating a lot and not really waiting till you're hungry, that you should gain weight. I don't really believe that. I think it's fine if you want to gain weight, but I feel like the hunger that your body tells you about is a guide, and it's a natural process that it will tell you when you should eat again. And I guess part of it is I'm not going to be afraid of whatever happens if I don't have enough food in my body. Like, what if we have a food shortage or something? I'm not going to really worry about that anymore. I'm going to trust in God and in my body to ask me for food, and let this time, people talk about fasting. I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with it. I went 17 days one time. I think it was very good for me, but I was led into that spiritually. So I kind of feel that that is the way to go with that. I don't know about doing it all the time. I don't know either way is what I'm saying, but I don't do it. But I do believe that waiting till you're hungry is a very good thing, but not too hungry. So it leaves your body time to heal. So that's my update for this week. I'm feeling good again. Not totally back together. I feel a little slow today still. Will probably take a few days. I'm going to continue to eat light this week. I have a lot of lamb left over. I'm going to show you my fridge right after this, and I will talk to you. I hope you're enjoying my book. By the time you see this video, it's coming out late because I wanted to upload my book segments consecutively without any interruptions so that it would be out there like that on YouTube. I guess I'll also create a playlist for that. But anyway, I've talked enough. And also, I wanted to say, this is important, that this physical cleansing comes right on the heels of a spiritual cleansing that happened to me just at the end of last week. And I made that fireside chat video about Jesus being the healer. So I don't think it's a coincidence. Everything, I think, is tied together. Spiritual things are tied together with physical things. Jesus talks about in the New Testament, you see how he used to say to people, get up and walk or be healed. And he also used to say, your sins are forgiven. We think of sin as this, you did something bad, you did something good, but it's just being off track, really, a lot of times. So what's my point? My point is that I was being healed of these things spiritually, and that heals physically also. You know, a lot of our mental state and spiritual state affects us physically in many ways, and vice versa. So it's not surprising to me that I had this physical cleanse right after having a spiritual cleanse, because I believe the two are very tied together. So after all of that, I'm going to show you what my little bit about what my fridge looks like and my counters. Oh, I'll tell you a little bit more about what I ate this week. Fruit-wise, I had banana and coconut cream, which is really tasty combination. I plan on having that again. I'm going to lower the coconut cream intake. I feel like I had maybe too much of that at once, and that contributed to the faster cleansing. My goal is not to cleanse fast. I don't want to have these episodes or push things too quickly. I want to transition slowly and take my time. So I also had grapefruit, orange. Still didn't eat the mango. It's still not ripe. Somebody picked that thing too early. And I just bought a pineapple last night and had that for the first time. I also had papaya this week twice and gave some of it away after that because I was tired of it. And I'll show you the rest now. Guys, on my counter, I only have a little bit of milk out because I'm having less a day. I've only had a pint a day last couple days. Butter out. My milk is totally stocked because I ordered a lot and haven't been drinking a lot. And I have big chunks of lamb leg still left. High meat in the back. This is more big chunks of steaky type lamb meat, ground lamb meat, lamb organs, lamb fat, big thing of lamb fat. I have more downstairs. I have meat hanging downstairs that you've seen. I've got free-range chicken legs. I'm gonna give the dog. He loves those. He eats everything in them. What else does he have? He's eating my stinky beef meat. I might eat this one actually. It's looking good. And I have a lot of milk back in there. So I'm not gonna order as much milk next week and drink some more that's sour because it's been in here a while. And just like eat lightly for a long time and see how that does. Catch you later.